Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Today we are going to do the problem which is called longest consecutive sequence. Now in this problem we have to find the longest consecutive sequence, the length of the maximum consecutive sequence that we can see. Okay, what is a consecutive sequence? Consecutive sequence are sequences like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, or let's say 7, 8, 9, or let's say 6, 7, 8, okay, and so on, or let's say 100, 101, 102, and so on. Okay, so you get the idea. It is just having consecutive numbers, so you have to find the longest consecutive sequence that you can find. Now the brute force approach of this is going to be very bad because it's going to take a lot of time complexity, and it's given that we have to do it in O of n time complexity. So how do we do it in O of n time complexity? Okay, O of n. So let's see a solution to do it in O of n time complexity. So we will have to store some values, because if we are going to do it in O of n time complexity, we'll have to somehow compensate it, and we will have to use some space complexity. So let's see what we are going to do. So we are going to basically store all these elements first of all in a set. Okay, let's say this is the input array that was given to me. I will store the same input array in let's say another data structure which is a set. Okay, so let's say I have stored all my elements again in the another data structure. Let's say for example a set. You can use a hash map also. Set will be easier because we don't need the count or anything, so we will have set. Okay, so now what we are going to do, now we see the first element is 11. Okay, now we try to see if its predecessor is found in the set or not. Okay, in this particular example we will see if the element before 11, which is 10, if 10 is found in the set or not. Okay, in this particular case we will try searching. Nowhere we find 10. Okay, so what does this mean? That means there is no chain that is coming and connecting to 11, because 10 is not found, right? So even if suppose you have elements like 9, it doesn't matter because there is no chain from which 11 is connected to from before. Okay, so 11 is free, it is not connected to any previous chains. If there was 10 in the set, you would have seen that 11 would have been connected to any previous chains, and you would have had to count or add those values also, because they form a continuous consecutive chain. But in this case we don't have 10. Okay, it doesn't matter if we have 9, it doesn't matter if we have 8, it doesn't matter if we have anything else. We don't have the connection to the previous element. Okay, so 11 is a single element for now. So what we will do, we know that 11 is a single element. Now we know 11 can start a chain. It is not connected to any previous chain, it can start a chain of its own, right? So 11 is a single guy. This guy can get connected to others, he can mingle because he is single right now. If he was connected, then we would have ignored it. Okay, so now 11 is single, so let us connect it to any possible element. So we will have to search if 11's pair. Okay, 11's next element, so 12, we will search 12. 12 is also found in the set, so we have found another element in the chain. Okay, so 11 was there, and we found 12 also. Now 12 is also a part of the chain. Now let's try to find 13. We don't have 13. Okay, so this is a chain which is just ending at length of 2. Okay, we will keep a note, and we have to just basically return the longest length. So right now first chain that we found was of length 2, right? We got a chain of length 2. Okay, let's say this is our answer variable. This is what we have to return. So now currently we know that answer is 2. We have used 11, we have used 12 also. Okay, now let us go to the next element. Now what is the next element? Next element will be 2. Now we will see 2. We will try to see if there is a predecessor of 2. For example, if there is a chain that is coming from previous and already adding to 2, in this case we have to search for 1. So we know that 1 is present in our set. Okay, so we know that 1 is present in our set. And why did we store in set? Because if you have to search the array, then either you will do a binary search or you will do a linear search also. It will take uh, O of n complexity, or if you do a binary search, it will take O of log n complexity to search the array. So we don't want to do it. We want to do it in O of 1 itself. So we stored it in a set structure so that we can do the lookup of the elements in O of 1 time complexity. Okay, that's why we stored in a separate set. So now in the set we are looking for 1. We are looking for 1, and what we found 1. We found the element 1. That means 2 is getting connected from a previous chain. So what we will do, we will ignore 2. 2 is not single, right? It cannot get connected and start a chain of its own. 2 is already connected with someone. So what we will do, we will ignore this element 2. So let us ignore 2 and let us move ahead. So why have we ignored 2? Now you may ask, what about the chain that 2 can potentially form, or 2 is forming? So whichever chain 2 is forming, 1 is also a part of that chain, right? So we will look at 1. We will ignore 2, because if you keep looking at every element, it will waste a lot of your time. So if the predecessor element is present, that means we have already covered that chain, right? So we know that 1 is present in the set. We did a lookup and we know that 1 is present in the set, so we can ignore 2 for now. And we what we'll do, when we are looking at 1, that time we will check the chain. So that's what we are going to do. Okay, so right now we have ignored 1, because right now we have ignored 2. 2 is already connected. Okay, let us go to the next element. So what is the next element? We have 3. Again, we look for its predecessor. Now 2. 2 is also present already in the set, right? So 2 is present in the set. So we can ignore this. We can keep a count later. Okay, right now we will ignore 3. We will not do anything. We have searched 3. We will ignore it. Now we will search for 6. We will see if 5 is present. 5 is present in the set. You can see 5 is present in the set. So what we will do? We will simply ignore 6. Okay, next we come to the element which is 5. We come to the element 5. We will check if 4 is present. If there is a chain that is having 4. 4 is present in the set. So we will ignore 5 for now. We will not do any operation. We will just ignore and continue. Now we will check 12. Now for 12, we will check if 11 is there or not. Now 11 is there in the set. Remember, we had already taken the sequence of 11, 12 in the first time itself. So 11 is present in the set. So we will just ignore 12. We will ignore 11. Okay. Now we will come to 1. Now for 1, now we will check for 1. Now for 1, we have to check if 0 is present or not. Now 0 is not present in the set. You can see that in the set there is no 0. So since there is no 0 in the set, what does this mean? This means that 1 is not connected to anyone, right? 1 is a free element. 1 can get connected now. 1 is a free element. 1 can get connected. So where can 1 connect to? 1 will connect to which element? 1 will connect to 2. So what we'll do, we'll look for 2. Okay. Now where will 2 connect to? 2 will connect to 3. So we'll look for 3. Now we'll look for 4. So 3 will connect to 4. So we'll look for 4. Now 4 will look for 5. So we'll look for 5. 5 will connect to 6. So we'll look for 6. Okay. Next we'll try looking for 7, but 7 is not present. 7 is not present. So we have got our chain. So now we have got the length of this chain. We have got the length of the chain, which is of length 6. Okay. So now our answer will change to 6, because 6 is greater than 2. We want to return the maximum answer. So now we have observed a chain of length 6. That will become our answer. Now you can observe that when we are doing these iterations, that time we added behind 1, we added 2, we added 3, 4, 5, 6. So all the elements are covered. That is why when previously we had seen element 6, we ignored it, because we knew that when we will look for the chain of 5, we will anyway cover it. Similarly, when we saw 5, we ignored it, because we know that when we look for the chain of 4, we will cover it. Similarly, we kept on ignoring, right? We kept on ignoring these elements till here. So now when we found a 1, we covered all these elements. All these elements are part of the same chain. That is why we can ignore them, because if you would have counted the chain of 6 separately, you will count again. Similarly, when you count the chain of 5 separately, that time itself you will keep on counting again. You don't want to waste this much time, so you will count only once, and you will count only once when you are starting from 1. Okay, so you will be able to count all the elements, and you will count only once, so you can save some time. So that's why only the element which is free, that element we will consider. All other elements, they are connected to some other element already, we will not waste time on them. Okay, now we look 9. Now for looking at 9, I'll erase this. Okay, now for looking at 9, we will see if there is a chain that is already there. That means if there is 8, if there is 8, 9 will already be a part of the chain. Now there is 8 is not there in the set. That means it is a good thing for us, because we can look for a chain with 9. Okay, so we'll start looking for the chain with 9. Now we'll look for 10. Now you'll see that 10 is not present, right? 10 is not present here. So if 10 is not present, 9 will be a single element chain. So 9 is a single element chain, right? It is having length 1. It is having length 1. So what we will do, we will try to search, compare with the answer. But answer is 6 and your length is 1. So you will just ignore. Okay, let's go to the next element. Next element is 50. Now we'll try to look for 49. 49 is not present anywhere in the set. Okay, so what we'll do, we know that 50 is a good starting point. It's not connected to anything else. So we'll try to look for 51. 51 is present in the set. Okay, now we'll try to look for 52. 52 is again not present. So what we'll do, we know that our chain is just of length 2. our chain is just of length 2. We'll compare again with answer. 6 is greater than 2. So what we can do, we can just ignore the length 2 which we got now. So finally we have our answer, which is 6. Okay, so this is going to be our approach, and this is going to just take O of n time complexity. Okay, now let's move forward to the coding part of this. So let us start coding this. Okay, let us start coding this. Okay, in this particular case, we have to first of all declare a set in which we are going to store elements, so that when we are looking up the elements, they can be in O of 1 time itself, right? That will help us. So we will have a set, and then simply we will pour the elements of the vector into the set. So for int, let's say x, all the elements in set, just do s dot insert x. Okay, so we will insert. Now we have the elements. Now again we will iterate over the vector, and what we will do, okay, we will see if we can find the element. Okay, let's do one thing. Let us store elements. So the current element that we are looking at is nums of I. We have to see if we can find the previous element of this. Okay, let me store answer int previous. Okay, so let me give it current element. Okay, and this is the previous element. So previous element is just equal to current element minus 1. So let's say we are looking at 3 right now. We'll try to search for 2. Okay, if 2 is there, we can ignore 3, because when we are counting for the chain of 2, we will anyway count all the values. So we need not count again now. When we are counting the length for the chain which is starting with 2, we will include 3 anyway in that. Okay, so that's what is the simple logic for this. So we will try to search for previous element, right? So if, okay, first of all we will search if previous element is found in the set, right? So if s dot find previous element, right? So this will try to find the previous element, because s is our set, and in the set we are trying to find the previous element. If we have not found it, okay, it will go till the end and it will keep on searching, and it is not able to find. So that means it has not found the previous element. If it has not found the previous element, then what should we do? Then we should start a chain with it. Okay, let's say 3 is looking for 2. It's not able to find 2. 2 is not found. So we have to start a chain from 3. We'll try to start a chain from 3 if it is possible. Okay, so we will search. So how do we start a chain for 3? We will have to search the next element of 3. Okay, so that's what we will do. While um, s dot find current element is, okay, is not equal to s dot end. That means, okay, what does this mean? So we are searching for 3 now. 3 is there in the set. Now next time we will search for 4. Next time we will search for 5, and we'll keep on incrementing the length. Okay, so that's what we are doing. We are searching for 3 now, but next time current element will increment. So next time this current element will become 4, then it will become 5, then it will become 6, if we keep on finding them, right? So we'll keep on increasing them, and we'll keep on increasing our count variable also. So we will have to declare a count variable here. Okay, so we can declare a count variable here itself, and then we can have an answer variable. After all this, answer is equal to max of current answer versus count. So that's it, and I can have answer equal to 0. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me try to run this code. Let's see if it is working fine. Okay, this is returning the problem. What is the problem? We have not yet returned the answer, right? So it's telling us please return us integer value. So we'll return our answer. Okay, this is fine. Let us submit and see if it's working for all the test cases. So this is an acceptable solution. That's it. Thank you for being patient and listening.